Welcome to day 17 of our mobility series, and today we're finally going to get into some movements to really open up the hips and the lower back. So the last couple days have been prep for what we're going to do today. So first exercise that we're going to do today is basically a combination movement of combining a few different movements to really get control. Again, mobility is about developing strength through a full range of motion, and that's what we're going to be doing with this combo move. So essentially what we're going to do a knee pull into a nice big step lunge, and then we're going to get a hamstring stretch for that as well. So what we're going to do, grab a knee, pull it up, and then basically you're just going to do a drop into a nice big lunge step here. Hands are going to come to either side of the front foot, and you're going to get a stretch as you drop the hips into that hip flexor. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to straighten the front leg and get a stretch in the hamstring. And we're going to come up to here. Okay, now if you can't get that stretch, if you can't get that leg straight, all good. You just try and get it as straight as you can. If this is all you got, great. And then just hold it there for a couple breaths, right? For me here, I'll be able to get here. And then from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk to either side of the foot to get a different stretch in different areas. So if I move here for you, straighten the leg, we're going to walk the hands out, and we're gonna get a stretch in through the calf, lateral side of the hamstring, and then we can also walk the hands over here, and we're going to get more of the inner hamstring, the adductors that we were working on the other day. And then we're going to walk back, drop the knee, and then push back to stand. So I'll demo that again from the side. We'll go to the other side now. Knee pull, big lunge, hands come to either side. I'm getting a stretch on my hip flexor on that right side, and then I'm going to straighten the leg, walk over, get a stretch here, walking over the other side, get a nice good stretch there, come back to the center, drop, and then push back. Due to the nature of the combination and the different areas that we're working, this is one of the best mobility exercises that you can do for the lower body. So this is one that you definitely want to have as a part of your repertoire. And we'll be adding some more here that'll be great for you as well. And that's the first one that we're going to do for the hips and the lower back. The next exercise for today is going to be a rollover into a V-sit. So this is going to be good for opening up the hips and the low back as well as the hamstrings. And if you're pretty tight or you have any kind of back issues, I don't recommend doing this one. If you feel that you have a little bit more mobility, then this is something that you can progress up to, okay? So you're going to be sitting on your bum, and depending on your flexibility, your hamstrings, we're going to try and keep the legs as straight as we can, but I'll show you how to modify it. And this is essentially what it's going to look like. Hands are going to stay on the ground as best you can. You're going to roll right over, tap the toes to the floor, and then you come sit up. Legs go out, making a V, and then we lean forward, rolling the hips forward, getting a nice stretch into the adductors in the groin, and then we're just going to roll right back into it, tap the toes, and then each time we go into this sit, try and just stretch a little bit deeper into it. Now, if your hamstrings are pretty tight, what you're going to want to do is just bend the knees a little bit more. You may not tap the feet, which is totally fine, but through this position, I can feel my hamstring stretch. I can feel a stretch to my low back, a little bit through the upper back, and then when I come here, I don't want to end up rounding here. I want to focus on rolling my hips, so I really straighten that low back. And here, I don't need to lean forward very much before I get that stretch, versus here, I gotta really bend over to get that stretch. So we just roll the hips forward, keep that back straight, lean it. We'll get that nice big stretch in the adductors there. And then we come back through, roll, tap, and then going through. And that's your second exercise for today.